Okay, we can start now. It's 8 p.m. sharp. And good evening, everyone. I'm Wai Leng from Waterwash Penang. So welcome to Cognizing Ulu Muda Pocket Talk Session 2. And today we will Cognizing Ulu Muda through the eyes of Greensmiths. Okay, so today we have two young and passionate speakers from Greensmiths. Hi, Yue Shern. Hi, Shah.
Hello.
Okay, so welcome both of you and thank you for willing to share your story with us. Again, okay, come to my quick question and quick answer session. So for those who at the Zoom and join our Facebook Live, can you quickly give me an answer, what do you think the young people will do in the forest to protect and conserve the forest? All right, those who at the Zoom, you can type your answer at the chat, group chat here, and then those who at the Facebook Live, you also can write down your comments. So my question is, what do you think young people will do in the forest to protect or conserve the forest? Do you have anything from the participants? Any answer? Okay. So from the participant, what do you think the young people will do at the forest to help us to conserve the forest? Nobody reply in the group chat or at the Facebook here. Can we have any response? Okay, we got more and more participants is joining. So I will repeat the things is my question is a very quick answer one and quick and short. What do you think the young people will do in the forest to protect and conserve the forest? Who is young people in the group? Who is young people from the Facebook chat? Can you answer? Give some response? No one? Okay. Okay, we got no response, but never mind. Today we have two young people from Greensmiths who will tell us what did they do in the forest. So for your information, a very quick intro about the Greensmiths. Greensmiths is formed by a group of passionate people who aim to empower and inspire the young people to create a new approach in developing a sustainable lifestyle by providing an authentic learning experience in the Ulu Muda forest. So can you imagine what they are doing in the forest to inspire, to empower the young people? So today we will have Shah and Yue Shern to share their story with us and bring us to Ulu Muda from their view and their own perspective and experience. So let's us welcome Yue Shern. Yue Shern is a project manager at Greensmiths. Okay, and then she started to join Greensmiths since 2016, right, Yue Shern?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, Yue Shern, so I over the mic to you now.
Thanks, Wai Leng. Let me just share my screen. Okay, hi and welcome everybody. First of all, thank you, Wai Leng, for the opportunity. My name is Yue Shern and I am the projects manager at Greensmiths. So a few of you might be asking who's Greensmiths, and you might say you've never heard of us before. So we are a small not-for-profit organization based in Penang, and we build up young people so that they can go and build a sustainable planet, not just for humans, but for all life on Earth. So essentially, we are a leadership development program. We are not like the previous two speakers, Ethan and Oi Ching, they are researchers, and they have a specific focus area. For example, elephants or gibbons. Whereas Greensmiths, we run programs that aim to build up young people to tackle and address environmental issues. If I'm going too fast, Wai Leng, please let me know.
Sure.
Yeah, so what we do is we bring young people to Ulu Muda. Why Ulu Muda is because Ulu Muda is, I'll share more about it later, but it's a very, very important forest, especially in the northern region of Malaysia. So usually our expeditions are 3 days, 2 nights, and it's an immersion into the forest for these young people. So I feel a bit weird because I can't see people's faces in the camera, but it's okay. So the reason why we do what we do is because we've realized that actually young people, they're not very connected to the natural environment. Maybe they know about things like climate change and about forests through Instagram or Insta stories, that kind of thing. But whether they're actually, hi Jaime, I can see your camera now. Whether they're actually connected to nature and the forest is a different thing. So that's one. And the other thing is because we feel like we want to empower these young people so that they can actually do something to address a lot of these environmental issues that we are facing today. So today I am going to share a bit about my story and how Greensmiths, oh dear, did I get caught? I'm going to share about my story and how Greensmiths runs these programs with young people. I was supposed to show you all these slides. Yep, these are our expeditions to the rainforest. And this is a group of young people from Polytechnic, Sultan Idris Shah, and also some from University Science Malaysia, and some from another university in Pahang. So here's my story. Jaime, I don't know why you're not in this photo, but unlike a lot of people that we work with and the people that I work with, like Ethan, specializing in a particular research subject and having a background in science, I do not have a background in conservation or science. My background actually is in law. So I worked as a paralegal for a year in Petaling Jaya, and then I joined Teach for Malaysia for 2 years. And after that, I've been with Greensmiths ever since. Yeah, so this is the first trip that we were on. First time I joined Greensmiths was in 2016. And I will share with you a bit about my first impression of Ulu Muda, and then I'll come back to how that impression has changed. So Chrissy and Jay are the co-founders of Greensmiths, and they invited me on this trip to the rainforest, 3 days, 2 nights. I was like, okay, I thought in my head, I thought rainforest, adventure, on, let's go. I think I was actually a bit disappointed when I went there because I didn't see, first thing, any of the large animals, you know, like elephants, tapir, tiger cannot lah, tiger very hard. But so I was a little bit disappointed. My friends, the other participants on the trip, like John, they were all very amazed when they saw things like kingfishers and macaques. But I was like, I wasn't amazed at all because I thought like, oh, kingfisher, I can see this in my garden. Macaques, I can see this in Youth Park or Botanical Gardens. And I've actually been peed on by a macaque before in Botanical Gardens. So I was like, what's the big deal lah, right? No big deal. So that's the nature part of it. The second part of it was where we had to address this challenge, sort of. How can we make, or how can we improve the system that generates electricity at the lodge? So is there a more sustainable way to do that? And So what happened was we had an expert, Mr. Chu from Chumbaka, and he's also one of the advisors at Penang Science Cluster, I think. So he taught us the concepts of solar panel. And so we actually managed, to set up LED lights that are powered by solar panels. On top there's my friend Jaslyn. And I remember feeling at the end of the day, I was feeling accomplished, because I thought, oh, I never knew that I would be able to do something like that as a layperson with no background in engineering whatsoever. I thought that this kind of thing, solar panels seem very complicated, and I am bad at physics, like one of my worst subjects. So I thought like, I was quite amazed that I could do that. And so that's where the empowerment sort of element comes in, and we managed to actually address this challenge. That's how I started out. That was my first ever trip to Ulu Muda. And as the years went by, so I continued to help to plan and facilitate some of these expeditions for other young people. So I brought people out camping. This is a group from ISKL, and they are quite a young group, but we brought them out camping, and they got to listen to the sounds at night out in the forest. What's Ulu Muda like at night deep in the forest? What are those creepy sounds? Are you sure you're safe from elephants? You don't know, but that was an experience. And then also like I learned about salt licks. Before this, I probably never heard of this word before. Like, what is salt lick? What salty? Salty, what lick? So then I learned, as I bring more people, I learned the actual importance of a salt lick, which is to provide minerals for a lot of wildlife. Elephants go there, tapirs go there, and one time I actually was lucky enough to see a group of elephants there at night using the night vision goggles, and we heard the elephant trumpet. So that was a really nice experience. And then also learning about lantern bugs. So I think like, well, most Penang people, I know a lot of them, if they do go to Youth Park and Botanical Gardens, I'm not sure you can see lantern bugs there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jaime. So it's just like an experience and learning about the biodiversity in Ulu Muda. Also, the other thing is how important is it in this, the plants, payment for it, no, I won't say that. But this is an ecosystem service, sort of, where the local boatmen actually have to climb up all the way to the top of the tualang tree that can grow as high as 80 meters, 90 meters, to get honey from the Asian giant bee. And then they get the honey, and they have to do this at night when there's no moon. So they do that, and then they sell the honey. So when I asked how much is a bottle of honey, I think it was like 70 ringgit. So to me, it's a bit expensive, but now I know like what goes on behind that and why it's so costly. Yeah, that's the Asian giant honey bee on the right. So I've also gained some skills in conservation, right? Because I don't have any background in conservation. We learned how to set up camera traps. Elon from WWF taught us at one of the trips. And then we've gone on to teach other young people how to set up camera traps. And we find this one of the crucial activities that we do, and we like it very much because the young people actually get to see what's on the camera trap. So from a previous trip, groups of interns will actually set up the camera trap, and then the next trip, a new batch of interns come in, they take it down, and then at night they get to see what sort of animals are in Ulu Muda. So if you can't see the animals during the river cruise, which you probably won't be able to see very many except for many birds, unless you're lucky, and wild boars. Through the camera trap, you can see like things like the Malayan porcupine, maybe a samba deer. So at night, usually we get young people to look at the camera trap footage here. And for me, this is how I learn. I think this is a game we call the animal game. I learn better when I play games, maybe, compared to if we're on the river cruise and somebody is telling me something. I feel that I learn better through games. Because you tell me something on a cruise, maybe I can't remember. But this is a competition. And so you have to figure out what's the name of this bird. So we actually need to look at the characteristics of the great Argus pheasant. This is the great Argus pheasant. And compare it and see, oh, why is it a great Argus pheasant or why is it not a peacock, for example? And so we have to look closer, look at the characteristics, and then you pick up a bit of a skill in identifying animals. Yeah. So the other thing that we do is, of course, Ulu Muda. The main reason we bring them there is so that they are aware of what Ulu Muda is and its role as a water catchment area, and its role as a home to so many wildlife, and it harbors so much biodiversity. I think it used to be home to, if I'm not mistaken, what's it called? Javan rhinoceros, banteng. These are all extinct already, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we bring them there, share about the importance of Ulu Muda, and we get our interns involved in local conservation. So this is, Greensmiths is also part of the Friends of Ulu Muda. And the Friends of Ulu Muda have been working for a long time to protect Ulu Muda. So here on the left, this image is one of our interns called Anna. She's also a local Kedahan. She doesn't live too far away from Ulu Muda, but she never knew about the forest before. Just like Shah, who is also on this call and later he will share. She never knew about the forest before, but she was up, she was game for coming to this meeting with us in Perlis, I think it was Perlis, with MNS, organized by MNS Kedah. This was about 2 years ago. So this is a room full of adults, a lot of stakeholders like WWF, I think some government departments, and a lot of other NGOs in this room. And so we asked her if she wanted to share what her other friend wrote about Ulu Muda, what her experience was. And so she did that. And I think I myself would be really scared to even talk in front of this group of adults. But that's one way we do it. And oh, my slides. Yeah. So Friends of Ulu Muda, we get our interns to participate in the meetings, to listen to what it's all about. At the back in black is Kerming. His feedback was, he said that it was interesting to hear how these things work. And he's only like 18, 19. I really wish that I had this experience when I was younger. I remember when Straits Key was being built, or when the land was being reclaimed over there, I wanted to do something about it, but I didn't know what to do. I mean, like a bit nature person, right? Pass by and you see, I would pass by in the morning and see the sunrise from Tanjung Tokong when I was going to school last time. And so when I heard that they wanted to reclaim it, I wanted to do something lah. So I feel, it makes me feel happy that we can bring other young people on these meetings and expose them and empower them so that they have a sense of what they can do with conservation. Yeah, so Friends of Ulu Muda meetings, we were also the secretariat for about 2 years past. And on the left, we set up we participated in the World Water Day booth. And I'll show you another picture soon. On the right, we actually went to deliver a statement to Menteri Besar. And I did that twice. Shah was taking the picture, so he's not there, but he took the picture. And I also gave this, or got our Chief Minister, Mr. Chow Kan Yao, to sign the petition to save Ulu Muda. This was a couple of years back. So I think that's how, I think that's a platform that Greensmiths gave me to play a part in conservation and play a part in conservation of Ulu Muda. Yeah, so I'll wrap up with this. This is an image of our last expedition last year. And some of these kids, quite a few of them are really Penang City boys. And even one of the girls said she's actually never eaten roti telur before. On the way to Ulu Muda, we stopped by to eat roti telur. So she said, I've never eaten roti telur before. So can you imagine, like, I wonder if she has ever been to the forest. Has she, does she know about Ulu Muda? Has she played in the river before? I remember, I think this is Sungai Labu, if I'm not mistaken, and Easton said it's his favorite river in Ulu Muda, right? I think. And the other boys, they said they learned a lot about biodiversity. They've never been on sampan before. So we try to subsidize as many government school groups to Ulu Muda. And Jaime has been our very faithful, loyal buddy and partner the whole time. Thank you, Jaime. So yeah, I just think that this picture kind of says it all. I think that's the end from me. Yeah, oh, before that, if that interested you at all, we are actually doing a virtual rainforest tour. Because we can't do the expeditions, we can't bring any young people to Ulu Muda during the MCO, so we've been doing rainforest tour. And here is a teaser. There's no sound because it's on the drone. Jaime will be with us on this tour next week. You'll learn a lot of, I think, about more wildlife. So mine was quite general, but you learn more with Jaime's expertise. So come and join us next week, and I will pass the time to Shah.
All right, thank you, Yue Shern, for your interesting sharing. It's great to know that I have Greensmiths and all your project, because I also wish when I'm like young or secondary school, I also wish like somebody can bring me out of my classroom, go anywhere else, but not just stay at classroom and learn the theoretical thing, because like even we learn until our undergrad, everything for us is like very theoretical, and we can't even know how to apply it in our real life. And then like, of course, because I'm learning geography during my undergrad, and then until like my supervisor or my lecturer bring me to the forest, I only know that the thing that I learned previously, how can I apply it in my real life, you know? And yes, I like the word that you mentioned when you say that you want to do something. I'm still quite impressed, like for you, how from the study on law and come to the conservation fields. Because like the things is, like you say, you want to do something, I believe this is where everything starts, isn't it? So like this pocket talk also, it start also by through my thought when I say, I feel that I want to do something for Ulu Muda when I saw the news on the newspaper and know that Ulu Muda forest again facing the blocking fate. So when we know the thing gonna happen soon, so I also want to do something, and I start planning and asking around, and then yes, I got you all amazing speaker on board and share your all story with me and with all the participants here. So at least we already do something, you know. So I feel that so great to become a part of Wash Penang, and also like very great that I participate or be a part of the Friends of Ulu Muda and know so many seafood inside there, especially Haimil, Surin, my boss, Dr. Wong Ipin, and all those from Greensmith and from Marques, of course, and then from the meme as well. And Wei Ching and Ethan last week also very support, and all of you become the speaker at this pocket talk. You also help us to like spread out the information about the Ulu Muda and then also show us the uniqueness of Ulu Muda. So we can like have the different perspective towards the Ulu Muda for us, isn't it? All right. Okay. So, like, if you have any question, dear participant, if you have any question, want to ask question, please feel free to type down your question at the chat group chat, or if you're from the Facebook, you also can write down your at the comment box there. So let's we continue and like we go to Shah. Okay. Next we have Shah. Shah is an intern student with Greensmith, and then now he is an undergrad student at the UITM, and his story really inspired me. So welcome, Shah. I over the mic to you now.
Okay, thank you, Wai Leng. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very
Hello.
clear.
Okay, great. So, hello, I am Shah. I still studying in UITM and course marketing. I live in Kedah, which is 2 hours to Ulu Muda Rainforest. So pretty close to the Ulu Muda Rainforest. So as you can see on the slide, was my first trip to the Ulu Muda Rainforest with Greensmiths. I know Greensmiths when I was 17 years old, and even myself, I'm still wishing that I know them way more early. Even 17 is young already, but I wish I know them way more early, because during my high school, I don't really know much about conservation. What I know about conservation is one point in AC. What I learned is uh, doing campaign for conservation, and doing campaign when it comes to my mind, right? Like you writing something on the board and then doing protesting at the road, awareness, screaming awareness. So that's kind of funny actually. I've actually got a lot more other proper ways to go to do this conservation activity. So start from that, I joined this English camp with my school to the rainforest with Greensmith. And then I know more conservation activity we can do there. The first trip we went to the rainforest, my friends and I do documentary video. As you can see there, we learn about how to record a video in our classroom and then apply it to the rainforest by interviewing boatmen and people who live nearby there. Start from that, my friends and I get more interested to get involved with these conservation activities. So we give our email and willing to help Greensmith whenever they need help. Start from that began our mentor-mentee. So for me, I think it's really good to have mentor when you interested in something. For me, this conservation activity, I got Chrissy as my mentor. So you always have someone to refer when you are lost. And when doing something, you always have guidance. They will always guide you lah, to achieve something. And it's okay for you to feel shy at first to meet new person actually, because that was me at first. I was really shy person. I didn't speak much because I shy. But now I feel more confident when they teach me a lot about being outspoken and everything. Other than that, having mentor is really good because they give ownership for you to run the project or everything. They trust you. So for me, I think I do need that kind of support. When people trust me, I feel like I want to do my best for the responsibility that I got. So yeah, that's what made me feel like I go across of my comfort zone, which is before I was really a shy person, but now you can see I'm standing one of the speaker right now, the amazing people. The speaker is really amazing. Thank you so much, Watu Was Penang, for this opportunity. It's really, really big opportunity for me. I really, really appreciate it. So what the activities that I did with Greensmith, one of the enjoyable activity that I never forget is the eco water pump. Yeah, this eco water pump. At first, it's a really long journey to do the prototype. Actually, first we go to the Penang Science cluster, do some research there, and learn some calculation, make new friends, and then build Rangka, for the prototype. It was really, really fun. At first, I thought I could never do this because I never worked with tools, a machine, because everything is really big, large, various sizes, and sharp. I may cut my pretty nails anytime, so that's really scary actually. But at the end, with the help from Kai Song and the mentor, everything works really well. We do wear safety, apply safety. So yeah, I really satisfied with what I just did with my friends. Uh, from that, I also made new friends, which is really cool for me because I had tough to make new friends too, actually. Okay, so next activity I did is a school program. Well, I really like to go to school because I want to be a teacher one day. So being in school is really like make me more excited. So I really want to go to school, meet the students, and give something to the community. And I think school is the best platform to give something. We can teach the kids and everything, right? So here I went to SMK Tukupat Hapsah, SMK Lubuk Buntar, Dalat International School. Here I I share about how importance of biodiversity and share how can young people in Malaysia can contribute to environmental conservation. So yeah, why I want to be a teacher is because I like the reaction of when teachers see their students be success. So I kind of want that feeling. So I want to see my students be success. I want to guide them achieve what they want. And I don't think the system like being in classroom is good now. You should bring the student more to the rainforest because it's so much fun and can open their mind out there actually. So next is the Jenggodal Roots and Shoot Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. It was really, really fun because I can meet a lot of amazing people there that doing the same thing like what I like, which is conservation activity. Got a lot of NGO, and from there we sharing idea, knowledge. It's really a big, ex- big and goal experience for me. I really appreciate for the opportunity. Beside that, you can see there I share my story to Yayasan Hasanah about how important the rainforest to young people in Malaysia like me. And I believe that there's still out there young Malaysian that really care about the environmental issue happening in in the world. So, So, okay, so yeah, next is the habitat. So from what I just mentioned earlier, right, I was a very shy person. So by involve myself with this kind of activity, it's really sharp my skill, especially in speak up, I think. So here, as you can see, I able to give instruction and speak in public. I'll still try my best. And I'm really proud of it, how I can overcome my fear. And yeah, I think this is really good for all the teenagers out there to experience it because you can sharp more your skill and can learn more lah. So so I think, oh yeah, another thing about why all the teenagers should get involved with conservation activities is for me lah. Well, all teenagers want to be cool, of course, right? So for me, I think I noticed that my social media now is getting known by people. Why? It's because I got recently I got DM from um wait from oh my god from Project Youth United for the Environment, UFI, to share my story for them to inspire other teenager. And also, I got followed by Cikgu Helmi, which is he is Guru Icon Malaysia, Guru Cemerlang Science, and top 50 Global Teacher Prize. So I'm very shocked and very proud of myself how they they feel attracted to my story because I post everything like my journey on my Instagram. So isn't that cool? So you want to be like that, right? So come join us. All NGO really need your help, bro. You just come join us. It was really, really fun. And yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention about the eco water pump. I, the eco water pump, we Greensmiths won first place of Southeast Asia Global Innovative Competition, SIGIC. That's really a big prize because it's global, right? I'm very, very proud of that. That's a really big achievement. So, okay, but how can young people get involved? You want to get involved, right? You can easy right now because during PKP, I'm very sure many of you right now really very, very, very pro with IT, with computer. So go search any NGOs that nearby to your place. They will always need your help. They want your help. You can always contribute to environment. And or you can also go to Greensmith official website. We there got a lot of activities we post there, and you can look which one of the activities you most interested, and then you can email us and we can help you to get to do that kind of conservation activities. Okay, last for me, I think it's okay to get fear because for me, the biggest things the biggest challenge in my life to chase my dreams that stop me from being success is myself because we always have the inner voice or small voices in our head or our thought that that stop you from doing something or change you because of you feel fear, you feel shy, or you feel anxiety, you're afraid of judgment, or you're afraid of changes. But trust me, changes is awesome. It's really awesome. And you don't need to be afraid, just be open. And there are a lot of mentors out there are willing to help you. So good luck. I really hope to meet any of you guys soon. Okay, I think that's all for me. I give back to Wei Leng.
Awesome,
Actually, Shah,
Shah.
Wai Leng,
Yes.
Yeah.
Shah
Yeah.
forgot to mention something that he's doing in Instagram. So he does with another help of volunteer Li Hui. Every Sunday, Shah posts infographics about Malaysian wildlife.
Wow.
So from what he has learned through his time in Ulu Muda, actually I think he has been to Ulu Muda more times than me.
Awesome.
He does research into animals and biodiversity in Ulu Muda and also outside lah. And he will post on Instagram so that other young people through a game can find out more about the wildlife there. And I think so far that's the most popular on our Instagram. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Shah, please quickly share the link at our group chat here so others people can go and join you. Okay, but then thank you again, Shah. And yes, give me 5, both Shah and Yue Shern. We have to bring our students out from the classroom and go to the forest, of course. And through both of you and Greensmiths project, I really feel that, oh yes, that's good. And I feel very relieved, when we know there is a group of passionate people who help us to look after our forests, help us to look after our natural resource, the biodiversity, everything, and then who really contribute their time and effort towards the forest conservation and protection. So this is the sense of that accomplishment that really push us move forward and then encourage us to continue what we are doing now. So I hope also through this kind of session and today's sessions, we're able to inspire more and more people, especially the young one, right, Shah? So your Instagram, remember to put the link here so we can follow you, especially the biodiversity in the forest, because when we go through the in our class and our textbook or something that we learn, it's just show us the pictures. But if we really go to the forest, the things is different. But then again, go back to what Yue Shern shared with us, our expectation and the real world is different. It's different thing when we go to the forest and we go to the zoo, right? If we go to the zoo, we already can imagine, okay, later on I can see the panda, I can see tapir, or there is the tiger. But when we go to Ulu Muda, like the forest, something like that, before we go, of course, we know from the advertisement or from some brochure, we know that, oh, there is an elephant inside there, there is a lot of gibbon, or some even the tapir inside there. And then Yu Qing said, she saw a very special otter species inside there. But this is I will say something like our luck or what, because not every time when we go, we manage to see this kind of wildlife, So this is another interesting things that we have to experience at the Ulu Muda. Yeah, hi Mil. So we can go again to Ulu Muda with you and see the elephant again. Okay.
Yeah, I think I forgot to mention actually my first impression, and then now how at first I thought it was just a kingfisher, and then after spending more time in the forest and learning how to just observing more, and then I realized that okay, it's not just a kingfisher, it's maybe a stock-billed kingfisher, and it's not just a hornbill, is the oriental pied or the black hornbill. And then usually I just think it's a bird. Oh, what bird is that? Oh, bird lah, bird. But then I realized, oh, okay, it's a lesser fish eagle, not just a bird. Yeah.
Yes, I feel what you mean, because for me, first time when I go to Ulu Muda, Jaime also bring us for a bird watching trip. So at the evening, then we are stand at the riverside. Yeah, Jaime, if you remember, during 2018, my first trip together with Prof. Chan and Prof. Ahim Shah. And then for me, I also oh, bird, okay. And then what next? Until he passed his binocular to me, and then until I can really see the bird, I just oh, yo, it's a hornbill. So the experience is really different. So for those who out there, please go try if you're able to try and go. This is a very I don't know how to describe, but the experience is different. Yeah, totally different. If you have a chance to go, please go. And also, this is a very good time to support our local ecotourism now, because you are free from the MCO now. Yeah, yay! So we can start go to the Earth Lodge, go to the Ulu Muda. Okay, so come back. Okay, Jaime is with his hand to us now. Okay, so if you have any question want to ask either Yushen or either ask Shah, so please feel free. If you are from Zoom, please feel free to raise your hand so we can queue you. Or if you are from Facebook, please feel free to type the comment. And then Yushen, yes, my boss have the first question to you from the group chat there. He's asking why you decide on this kind of career, because the pay is not good.
Hi, Prof. Chan. Why did I decide on this kind of career? Because I think I realized that maybe it was a calculation thing. I realized how many hours you spend on your work, which is equivalent to how many hours of your life is spent on your work. And so I think maybe back in TFM or sometime we did an activity about what do you want to be remembered for when you die. Like if you are at if you are at your own funeral and then you're listening to what other people say about you, what do you want them to say about you? Sorry. So I realized that so you spend so much time in your work. For me, I want to that's my life, right? So I want to make sure that it is doing something that means something to me. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Can I say something, Wai Leng?
thank you. Yes, of course, Prof.
That's a very interesting answer, Yushen. But the problem that we face, in Waterwatch Penang, as well as many other organizations, NGOs, is year in and year out, we are really struggling very hard to get volunteers to join us, in our programs and things like that. So I think maybe we can learn something from Greensmiths, how we can, encourage and attract the youngsters from coming on board like Shah, to be volunteers. Sometimes I think we even give them, attract them with some honorarium and things like that. Even that also they are not so interested. I think there must be something wrong with our approach. Also, I have another question for Jaime, my friend, is how come Greensmiths can afford to bring such a lot of students to Earth Lodge? I've been trying for years to bring my students and I cannot afford it because I think, even the bottom, the lowest amount of charge that Jaime charges us is still too much for the student. Maybe there's another way we can work out. Maybe Jaime can answer that. Yeah, I've done. Yes, Jaime.
Trying to get me unmuted. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
I think the best people to ask is Greensmiths because they seem to have all the resources to bring students into Ulu Muda. But since it's up to me, a lot of the students that come over to Ulu Muda were previously from international schools, so they have the capacity to pay.
Yeah.
And the students that like Shah and other people that came in, I think we got a grant, isn't it, Yushen? I think we got a grant from an embassy that gives some money because I think the teacher that was at their school were American teachers teaching English, and they can get some funding and they brought some students in into Ulu Muda.
I think it's the same. Okay, yeah, I think it's the same way any NGO works. Like, any NGO needs to get like grants. They need to get donations. And so that's what we've been doing. I think lately, the trip that we were supposed to go on that got cancelled because postponed because of MCO, it was funded by individual donors. So I feel like actually these days, more people want to help. It's just about getting the word out to the right people. I'm not saying it's easy. Actually, it's very tough. But this is part of the life of a non-profit organization. So yeah, a lot of individual donors and also grants. But also with the international schools, we use whatever we have from the international schools to subsidize the government schools. And that's how we can bring government schools. Yeah. But also, yeah, sorry, one more thing is we try to get the students to raise fund themselves. So yeah, we tried to get them to do things like I don't know, raise funds through campaigns and those kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Prof, this is what I also impressed on the Greensmith project, where they bring the student, they empower the student to raise funds from themselves, by themselves, you know. They fund, we can say in others' words, they funded themselves to Earth Lodge, right, Hamil?
Yeah.
So also answer to your question, Prof, because like most of us know when we work at NGO or this kind of conservation work, many of us is work like a project-based or a contract-based. So yes, of course, most of our family member and even our friend or relative will ask, why can't you go and find a proper job? So what do you mean a proper job? For me, this kind of job already considered a proper job. We like our job. Even that we have to go into the river, we get wet, we get dirty, but we put ourselves on the ground that because we love this job, we want to contribute, we want to do something. So the sense of accomplishment is like the thing that pushes us forward. Even our pocket and our wallet still slim and very lightweight. But the thing is we are rich in terms of our experience, you know. So that this cannot compare. Of course, for the parent, I have to say that yes, I don't have a proper job. I won't wear or sweep up very well or kemeja or very like an office lady, but I'm going to do something that I think this is good things. So when I'm going old or when people is asking, I will say that, all right, I think my work is contribute towards something. And when my friend or my father come to Penang visit me, and I will tell him, you see, the water you drink now, I do something to help them to preserve this water. So
Okay.
that thing is
Very
like it's
Very
a
good.
different thing.
So I
Okay.
can cut your pay
So
by half.
Shah.
You still work,
Okay, so Shah, we got another question from Facebook. She asking, Christina is asking you, what do you think the changed the most about you from the first trip until now?
The most thing that changed, I would say my mindset. Yeah, because previously I don't really have more exposure to the world, and now I got more exposure and accept to it. Even like what Yushin said, I did the animal games on the Instagram, Greensmith Instagram. I do did some mistake from analyze all the animals and posted it, but I learned from my mistake and I accept it well. So I think the most thing that I learned is my mindset to be open and accept everything lah. From closet to open. You know what I mean? Okay. Did that answer your question?
Okay, I don't know is that whether answer Christina questions or not, but I really think that is a very good change to you, because when I at your age, I have no confidence to give this such of sharing or talk or speak, you know, in front of people. Because even though after I go to my university, because we have to like do many presentation, but I won't be so confident like you until now. I'm already 3 series, so that the thing is really different, the experience. So yeah, we don't have any questions from the audience already. And then yes, any last word or any bring home message from both of you before we end the session? Yushen?
Any last words? Oh.
A bring home message.
I would say if you want, maybe on that mindset thing again, also don't maybe don't think that, oh, I don't have a background in conservation, I cannot be involved in conservation, or I need to have this particular experience before I can help out. I think just go and try it out. Like Shah said, a lot of NGOs need your help. And conservation shouldn't be something that is restricted to only people with science conservation backgrounds. I feel like it's every person's every person should try and play a part. Do go and visit Ulu Muda. You can also maybe check out the Friends of Ulu Muda Facebook page. Lots of information there. And it's different. Yeah, Ulu Muda is different. It's really like the wild kind. It's like for city people, it's not like your taman. I mean, you feel like you're close to nature when you're in botanical gardens, but this is different. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, nature is more than just, there's so much biodiversity, especially in Malaysia and Ulu Muda. So go and find out, I think.
Yeah, how about Shah?
So for me, I would say to the youth out there, young people, do contribute to this conservation activity because it's really fun, and don't be afraid of this activity. It's not hard actually. It's really fun, and you can learn so much thing about it, and you can apply it in your university. I do that a lot. I learn from Greensmiths and apply it in my university. I learn from university and apply it on Greensmiths. So that's really helpful. Like even in my assignment, if my lecturer said you can choose what topic, I would definitely choose environmental because I learned a lot about it. And so far I got a really good result. So thank you so much for this amazing NGO. So don't you guys want to be like me? So contribute lah.
Wow. That's great, Yasha. Because we also believe that as every individual has a role to play, yeah. And your thought and your action really determine the future of the forest, and never underestimate your contributions. Because even now, no matter who are you, or even your work is not related to the conservation of anything to the forest, but just like a simple step, just share out this video, help it to let more and more people know about Ulu Muda. You already contribute to the forest conservation and protection, I believe. Okay, so again, same forest, different people, we have a different story. And next week, we will go to Ulu Muda again through the eyes of the artist, where we will have a graphic designer and a photographer who will tell their story and journey to Ulu Muda, and they, in order to produce an education brochure. So here come to the end of today's section. Before you leave, I am asking for your favor, help me to fill in the feedback form, where we already put the link at the chat room there, and the comment box as well at the Facebook. So your feedback is better and will help us to improve also. So, okay, thank you for all of you, and see you next Friday. Bye-bye.